You're watching a B.A.S.S. presentation.
Well, here we go, day 2 at Lake Fork, magical Lake Fork, the 2025 Progressive Bassmaster Elite Series, 5th stop of the year, the Tackle Warehouse Elite here in Yantis, Texas, Lake Fork. What a prized possession we have for the sport of bass fishing. This small lake produces big bass. Welcome into the Epic Baits Facebook Live pre-show this week. We mentioned it, Lake Fork was going to be something special. It always is, but you never know, not if it's going to be good, Such, but how good it's going to be. We had 50 bags over 20 pounds, and you had to have 30 pounds to make it on a camera today, Such.
Yeah, top 6 have more than 30 pounds. Dakota Hager barely made it. He caught his last 7+ pounder at 3:51 right before check-in.
All the way down to the wire for some anglers. We're looking at takeoff shots from just a few minutes ago. 6:30 local time is when takeoff started, so 15 minutes ago, the 102 anglers started to leave the dock. It takes about 30 minutes or so for 150 plus anglers, so we'd say that most of them, if not all of them, are all gone from takeoff and fishing. As we look at some of the big moments from weigh-in yesterday, you can't bring a bass to weigh-in unless it's over 24 inches, and we had quite a few of those brought in yesterday, but our day 1 leader, Buddy Gross, did not have one over 24 inches yet, had 33.5 pounds. You had Lee Livesey have a 7-pounder to save his day. Randy Howlett an 8-pounder to save his day. A personal best for Jay Shakir, a 9.14, almost a 10-pounder in an Elite Series event. Huge fish. We got to also talk to our day 2 second place, Trey McKinney.
We're trying, man. The sun that just kicked on, it gets us ready out here. So it's going to be an interesting day. We got some fish left. Are they going to bite? Are they? It's an unknown game out there. These fish are large, they're big, they're smart, and that's the thing that makes it hard about this. Every day's condition's different, and that depends on how many bites we're going to get. So if we get 10 to 15 bites, we're going to have that 25 to 33, and that's the bag we need. We can't have under 25 realistically to still have a shot. But hopefully, I want to get that 30 mark because every day so far we've had 30 pounds that we've been on Lake Fork, even last year. So that's kind of my goal, is to keep it in that 30-pound mark.
So the water being higher than last year, has that had an effect on where?
Absolutely, it's made it tougher. I feel like I'd be catching a lot more fish with it lower, but at the same time, it kind of distracted a lot of people. They went up shallow and doing all that. So I mean, it's this time of year; these fish want to get out. So and that's kind of where they are. There's kind of fish everywhere, so it made the field kind of spread out a little bit more, which I was thankful for.
Started out rough again. We had a decent finish early in the year, and then just kind of fell off the trails again. It's just been a rough few years for us. You know, we're kind of at the bottom of the pack, even on the AOY, and this being the 5th tournament, I really need a good finish here in order to make sure I get to come back next year. This is not a guaranteed job. I mean, I'm in line for layoff, fired, however you want to look at it. So we just got to make it work. A lot of pressure, and we're just trusting God to do the right thing or do everything. But I mean, it's a lot of faith in this sport. We just try to use this platform to tell others, but it's a blessing. I mean, I ride across the lake every morning and just thank the Lord. I mean, it's a dream job with high stress. Them air traffic control guys ain't got nothing on us.
I said breathe in positivity, breathe out negativity. Buddy Gross has to keep a positive mindset after a tough start to his season, tough year last year. But heck with all that, Such. 33 pounds, 9 ounces yesterday, and Buddy Gross on top of the leaderboard.
Hey, he had the big fish for a while, a 9.11, Ronnie, and then he had a couple 6.5 pounders and a couple 5s to get you up to 33.5 in the lead at Lake Fork. Trey McKinney is going for his 6th 30-pound bag in a row here on Lake Fork. Ronnie, last year he was the only one all 4 days when he almost set the record, and one with 130 pounds, 15 ounces.
That's incredible. You had mentioned that yesterday, so kudos to you, Such, for keeping an eye on that. But when he broke 30, that had been his 5th day of competition with 30-plus pounds on this body of water, yeah. So we take a look in at Buddy Gross already fishing this morning. Tennessee angler. Had a great Lake Fork last year, but it could have been even better after losing some fish on one of the days. Had a major comeback, but just short of our top 10. And now this year starting off strong, landing all the right ones on day one.
First place points jumped him from the 80s to 64th in AOY, Ronnie, and he needs to do that a couple more times this year. Keep climbing.
You start to get to this point in the season and you're making sure you get as many points as you can get. So he gets a new worm for his setup there.
This guy's maximizing his points, Ronnie.
Yeah, we had him on camera yesterday. Jay Shakirat, our Angler of the Year leader. And wouldn't you know it, caught him good enough to be on camera again. Has personal best, a 9.14 on day one here.
That was something else. He got pretty excited for that fish, Ronnie. He was shaking. He increased his AOY lead from 28 to 47 points. Now, Rookie of the Year, Paul Marks. He's climbed over Tucker Smith for that spot. Here's Trey McKinney. He's making a move as well as Easton Fothergill. Some of our leaders had really big fish. I think his biggest was like a 7.2. All his fishing getting 30 pounds were 6+ to 7.2 or so.
Last tournament winner, Paul Marks. I believe fishing for his first time on Lake Fork, and we heard about him yesterday. We saw him boat to boat. He was near Ben Milliken to start the day, and he carried out the momentum through, and Ben had 4 for 21+ pounds, but Paul ended up with 30 pounds, 13 ounces on day one.
We've seen guys after they win kind of coming to the next tournament, not continuing that hot streak, but he has. Bass Track is starting to light up, Ronnie. One of our first fish from Kyle Welcher, a 7-pound, 11-ounce bass. See who's going to make the move today. Get in the top 50, get in the top 10, have a big bag. See how many guys from outside the 50 could climb in there. They're going to need a decent bag today. And of course, it's Fork, and somebody could come up with 30, 35.
We've already seen a couple of our anglers that we'll have on camera today. We're with the top 6 after day one, so that's Buddy Gross, Trey McKinney, Jay Shakirat. We'll also see Kiyoya Fujita. We have Paul Marks right here visible to us, and we will have Dakota Ebert again. We had him yesterday, and boy, he showed up big with a couple 7-pounders while we were live. One more right at the buzzer before he came in, and that completed his effort to stay in the top 10 and the top 6.
Got him over 30 pounds. Hey, we got a bonus one, Skeeter Boats. Bonus, a BBFA. Kyle Welcher, 7-11 to start the morning. That's a good way to start the day at Fork, isn't it?
Absolutely. You show up to your first spot of day 2 not knowing if it's going to be like day 1 or better than day 1 or worse than day 1, and you start with a 7-11. You mentioned it, that'll be a big deal, and Paul is hooked up live, watching him live this morning.
I'm going to come right there. Come here, buddy. Come here. 413.
413. Not a bad little start. Oh, sorry, buddy, he's bleeding a little bit.
We like 7-11s by Kyle Welcher, but we will not shake a stick at a 413. Paul Marks with a good one to start the day.
That's a good start.
Started in our top 6 and gonna stay in our top 6 with that one. May jump into the official, unofficial, Facebook Live official lead. It's gonna be a great day too here on Bassmaster Live. Top 6 anglers with cameras in their boats. Coverage throughout the day today, 8 a.m. Eastern through 3 p.m. Eastern. You can join us on Bassmaster.com with Tommy, Davey, and the whole gang. Also on the Roku Sports channel. Check us out there, search B.A.S.S.
Yes! Oh! Yeah!